So far, we've learned a lot about assembling and manipulating the clips in our sequence. Often, when you're going through this process, you'll get the major components where they need to be, but then you just need to tweak your edits even more to perfect timing and eliminate small errors. That's where trimming comes in. Specifically, in this video, I'd like to talk about how to perform ripple edits to adjust the length of your clips and to control where your clips begin and end. All right, so I have a partial version of our sequence before adding B-roll, and I've got basically what I need, but I've got some dead space and some upcut dialogue and other timing errors that I need to fix. So let's play over this first edit to see if we're happy with it.
The history of the bakery is that
Okay, there's just a few frames at the beginning here that I want to eliminate to clean this up.
The history of the bakery is...
So that she just starts by saying the history of the bakery. So using what we already know, we could just trim this back using a standard trim.
The history of the bakery...
All right, but then we get a gap, so I can just select this gap and then press delete, and it ripples close. Okay, so that works, but that's a few more steps than I'd like to take. So let me show you how to do this in one step. Let me undo. And instead of using my traditional trim tool, I'm going to use my ripple trim tool, which is over here in your tool palette, keyboard shortcut B. So if I press B, notice that my red trimmer now turns yellow. And now when I click and drag and release, you can see that the gap was eliminated in one step.
The history of the bakery is...
All right, now if I was done trimming, I would switch back to my selection tool, keyboard shortcut V, but I'm going to trim a few more edits. I'm going to come downstream here, and let's take a listen to this edit.
With 4 generations. With 4 generations.
All right, so we can either let her finish saying or we can eliminate that, which is what I think I want to do. So I'm going to just click and drag.
With 4 generations.
And here, her dialogue is upcut, so we need to make sure that she says that entire word for. Now, I am going to switch back to my selection tool, V, okay, because I want to show you that you don't actually have to enable your ripple tool every single time you want to perform a ripple edit. Rather, if you just have your selection tool and you want to temporarily enable your ripple tool, you just Command-click on the edge of your clip or Control-click on a PC, and then perform your trim, and then as soon as I release, I have my selection tool back. All right, so that is a temporary but very effective way to enable your ripple trim. Let's see if we have this edit now.
With 4 generations.
All right, very good. Let's move downstream and take a look at this edit.
West Waterford, Ireland.
All right.
In West Waterford, Ireland.
All right, so we need her to finish the word Waterford. So for here, I'm going to just Command-click right on my edit to enable ripple trim. And I want to show you how you can do this on the keyboard. If I press Option right arrow, notice that I'm trimming 1 frame at a time. Option left arrow will trim in 1 frame at a time. If I add Shift to that, I can trim 5 frames at a time, but that's too much for right now. Let's see if I have the end of the word now.
West Waterford, Ireland.
Okay, I think that's pretty good. Maybe just 1 more frame, Option right arrow, and I think we've probably got it.
West Waterford, Ireland.
All right, great. I'm going to move on to my next edit. All right, and I'll play over this.
You've had 2...
Go back a little bit.
Ireland. You've had 2...
All right, looks like I just need to get rid of a little bit of dead space here and a little bit of dead space here. I'm going to show you one last way to perform ripple trims, and that is to just enable a ripple trim, which we already have, and then put your playhead where you want the trim to occur. And now you do an extend edit by pressing E. Okay, and I can do the same thing on this side, so I'll just Command-click on this side, and it looks like this is where we want the trim to occur. I'll press E. Okay, and so this is a really nice way to just get rid of dead space. I'm going to just play over this.
Ireland, you've had 2 world wars in the...
All right, very good. As you can see, those extend edits immediately trim the shot to the specified location. All right, so that is ripple trim, a very handy tool. Many say that trimming is the most important part of editing because it's during trimming that you really define the timing and the pacing of your program edit by edit by edit. And certainly, ripple trimming is a major part of this process.